Aquí comienza Edúcate en Casa, el espacio radial de la Secretaría de Educación de Barranquilla para llevar diversión, aprendizaje y nuevos contenidos a los estudiantes de la ciudad. Escúchanos todos los lunes y miércoles a las 9:30 de la mañana en Itza Radio 106.6 FM para que estemos conectados siempre.
Welcome to English Radio Barranquilla, an English program on Itza Radio. Lesson 14. Barranquilla Lifestyle and Culture. In this lesson, we will explain how lifestyle depends on the cultural environment of a place, how tradition, music, food, the way we talk, celebrate, live and work affect our lives. Culture, incredible cuisine, and unforgettable traditions make Barranquilla one of Colombia's most important gems. Tourists say that locals are friendly, welcoming, and generous people, full of good vibes. Let's find out how all these factors affect the personality and behavior of Barranquilleros. But first of all, what is lifestyle? The interests, opinions, behaviors of an individual, group, or culture. The nature of a place in which a person lives affects the set of lifestyles. For example, in areas near the sea, a surf culture or lifestyle can often be present. In other words, culture affects our personality, the music we dance, the games we play, the words we say, the clothes we wear, the food we eat, the sports we practice.
Hi everyone, my name is Manuela Gomez. I lived in Puerto Colombia for more than 10 years. I really am thankful towards my parents for raising me up there. Living by the sea is truly a blessing. I love to watch sunsets every afternoon. Since I was 13 years old, I started surfing, and it was really amazing to understand a little bit more deeply the energy of the sea and the energy of the waves, and to feel all that energy that makes us feel that we are part of something bigger. I really, really love living by the sea. It was a great time. I feel still my heart is within the sea. I love having friends around in Puerto Colombia. It was really chilling to just take a walk and go to your neighbor's house and chill out and go and see the sunset in the afternoon, to put your footprints in the sand, to wash your feet in the sea, in the beach. It was really relaxing after school to have that kind of playground. Really, I have a deep love for the beach and the sea. Even though Puerto Colombia doesn't have like the most beautiful sea because it's contaminated with the river Magdalena. Perhaps that. I really enjoy it and love it, and I'm very thankful to have been raised up around there. To anybody listening to me, I would totally recommend to give it a try to surfing. It's really relaxing and beautiful to feel that connection with the energy of the ocean. Bye-bye, people.
A barranquillero is known for its cheerful spirit and for looking things on the positive side. You can recognize and identify a barranquillero from any part of the world. We surveyed people and asked them how they can spot a person from Barranquilla. And this is what they said.
Well, the way I would identify a barranquillero is through the accent, the use of certain words, sometimes also the body language while talking, and sometimes also the use of the jersey of junior club.
You can spot a barranquillero wherever there's music playing and people dancing, when you see fans wearing the junior jerseys, when we hear Diomedes Diaz or Joe Arroyo song and feel nostalgia in our hearts, and when the rest of the world smiles over a Big Mac, but we hop on one foot over fried fish, coconut rice, and patacones.
You can spot a barranquillero by their tumbao, meaning the very particular way that they walk and the way that they speak and behave themselves when trying to explain you something, trying to draw into the air with their hands as they speak.
You identify a barranquillero everywhere in the world. The way that we look at others with that nutty and witty look, our smile, our body language, our positive attitude towards life, we always see positive no matter what. We always find a reason to smile and be happy. We have our culture in our blood, no matter where we live.
The barranquilleros, or people who are from Barranquilla or live in Barranquilla. The barranquilleros are friendly, live a simple life. They are down to earth and laid back people, meaning by this that they don't take life so serious and so uptight like the other people who live in the central region of Colombia. In other words, they like to take life in a little more relaxed kind of way. They like to take it easy when they have to and when they don't have to as well. However, when it comes to take business serious, they know how to do that too. Barranquilla has the most beautiful, sensitive, emotionally healing women you can come across. Thanks for listening to me. You have a nice day.
By the slang language, all the slangs Barranquilleros use. Second, because they're all carefree. They are fun. They are happy people, enthusiastic. They make a party out of anything. Everything it's a motive to celebrate. The food, but mostly because of the slang. I would say mostly because of the slang.
One of the most important things that identify Barranquilla and its people is food. Families gather eating delicious dishes, or people dine out with friends at any time of the day. Let's listen to some examples of food, snacks, side dishes, and typical dishes in Barranquilla. Butifarra. This sausage is found on almost any street corner in Barranquilla. The best way to describe this sausage is that it is a mix of pork, beef, garlic, pepper, and a couple of other ingredients. The actual origin of this sausage is Soledad, a small city just outside Barranquilla. Vendors sell this popular dish as a snack during soccer matches at the Metropolitano Stadium, and Barranquilleros love it. Chuzo. The chuzo is a very common street food here in Barranquilla. It is a mix of things, but generally has bollo, a yuca starchy substance, either grilled chicken or butifarra, lettuce, crunchy toppings, a sauce mixed with mayonnaise, and then topped off with pineapple sauce. The chuzo is Barranquilla's version of late-night food or munchies. After going out with friends, Barranquilleros go to small restaurants or street vendors to have chuzos. It is like the Turkish kebab. It's also a healthy option to eat if you don't order the desgranado with mayonnaise and fries, of course. Sancocho de gallina. Sancocho is a soup that consists of chicken or fish, corn, potato, yuca, and other vegetables. This soup can come in a variety of ways and sizes. Sancocho is also in many places throughout the Caribbean. Here in Colombia and Barranquilla, you can order a corrientazo. It almost comes accompanied with some sort of sancocho. Here, it is probably the most common form of soup to order or find in a restaurant. Arepas. This is throughout all the country, but one cannot talk about Colombian food and not mention arepas. Arepas are a type of fried corn or flour-based pita-like bread that are very popular to have with breakfast. There is nothing better to accompany huevo perico, or the Colombian version of scrambled eggs, than with arepa. Arepa de yuca has also become very popular. There are many varieties of arepa, and some even have cheese fillings or other things stuffed in the middle. One of it is called trifásica. If you are on the run and want a quick breakfast, arepas are an easy option. And finally, patacones. No meal is complete in Barranquilla without patacones. These mashed plantains are cooked by first cutting up the plantain. These pieces are fried for a couple of minutes and then taken out. You can also add suero, guacamole, or hogao to make it irresistible. There are also delicious pastries like pan de bono, for example. Barranquilla's cuisine puts a delicious Caribbean twist on classic Colombian food. Another typical Barranquilla dish is fried catfish, which is extremely fresh and flavorful. People say that you can't go to Barranquilla without trying this delicious food. Let's listen to a foodie or a food expert talking about cuisine in Barranquilla.
Hi everybody, my name is Andy Martelo and I'm also known as El Foodie. Today I'm going to talk to you about Barranquilla's rich gastronomical heritage and how can you understand a culture by their food and their gastronomy. So basically you can learn anything you need to know about a place by what their people eat. For example, if the people in certain regions of the world eat fish, you know there's a lake nearby, there's a river nearby, or there's an ocean nearby. So in that sense, you can get an actual glimpse of how's their economy, how's their geography, everything you can get out of what people eat, their culture, everything is based on what you eat. So what happens here in Barranquilla? Here in Barranquilla, we have a cultural melting pot of different cultures, of different terrains, of different everything. That's why we have such a marked influence on what we eat. We are a port city. That means everybody that's gonna go anywhere has to come through Barranquilla. That's why we have so many Italian descendants, Middle Eastern descendants, and that's really shown in our food. If you can do an exercise, just think about the first 5 restaurants that pop onto your mind. It will probably be Arab food, Italian food, pasta, pizza, American food. We are really influenced by the people who came here many years ago. So there's a cultural melting pot between, like a real large mix between all those people that came through here many years ago and they left their footprint in their food, and we've combined it with our own local food with fish, with meat, with suero, with yuca, with potatoes. We've taken a bit of every culture that's come around our city and we've made them our own. That's what many cities do, and that's what many cities that are gastronomically rich do. For example, in Lima, they have Asian inspiration, they have Asian immigration, they take all of the other cultures and make them their own. That's why it's one of the best foods in the world. If you take a look at New Orleans, also they have a French culture embedded in them. They have Creole, like African American culture, and that's why it's such a rich and flavorful cuisine. So when you analyze Barranquilla, you have to understand what are the immigrants that came here and how we've appropriated and made them typical Barranquillense dish. For example, the tahine. The tahine is a Middle Eastern food, but you can say it's a comida típica of Barranquillan people. You can say the chuzo desgranado is also a perfect example. It's one of the many foods we eat here in Barranquilla, and it's like a cultural appropriation of American fast food with our own twist. So every time you're gonna travel, every time you're watching another city and you want to understand a lot more of the culture, see what they eat, it really makes a huge difference, and it puts you in the other person's shoes, so that way you can get a glimpse of how they live, how they understand food, and how they understand the world through what they eat. I hope it was helpful. My name is Andy Martello, and thank you for your time.
Definitely, when you leave the city, you can't forget some things. Let's listen to two people talking about what they miss most from Barranquilla when they left the city.
Hi everyone, my name is Isabella Macausland. I'm 25 years old and I left my hometown Barranquilla 7 years ago to study abroad. If you ask me what is the single thing that I've missed the most about this amazing city, I would say without a doubt, waking up on weekends and going with my family to eat fritos. I've tasted all kinds of arepas, the Venezuelan, the paisa, the santandereana, but let me tell you guys, the arepa de huevo is the queen of the arepas, and for me, has the title of the best. I've also missed the kindness and the humor of people. In Barranquilla, everyone helps each other or manages to cheer up your day with the common mamadera de gallo. Now I'm gonna tell you a particularly funny thing that I've missed about my quillita, and it is listening to Olímpica Stereo when I'm on a cab ride or driving home. The first thing I do when I land at the airport is to ask for this radio station to listen while getting home. I'm sure locals know it and you guys agree with me. And this thing also seems to amaze me, how we managed to get all together on Sundays to go to the Metropolitano and cheer up for our Junior del Alma. And last but not least, I've missed visiting from time to time in Rio Magdalena or going for a swim to the beach. Yes, because as a matter of fact, even if Cachacos are jealous of our proximity to the beach, Barranquilla does have a beach. I'm so incredibly proud of how Barranquilla has grown, and everywhere I go, I invite people to visit my city. The Malecón, the beautiful Carnival Museum, our parks, and our baseball stadium were reconstructed in such a short period of time that for me, it says a lot about our culture. That we are people willing to work very hard for our city. We are resilient and always looking for opportunities to promote our diversity, our music, our colors, our richness of culture. And the best part is that we are so welcoming we always receive foreign people with the best and warmest attitude. I can't wait to finish my studies and get back to Barranquilla to be with my family and to enjoy my beloved curramba. Thank you, English Radio, for having me here. Hope you guys take care and remember to wear a mask.
When I graduated from high school in Barranquilla, I left to study economics in Indiana, in Purdue University. I wanted to pursue my career as an economist, and deep inside, I always took Barranquilla with me, my Caribbean essence, my Caribbean flavor. And after I graduated from Purdue University, I went to live in Miami, Florida. I thought it was a great spot, and I was closer to home, to Barranquilla, but still in the United States, where I could grow as a professional and grow as an economist and as a designer, always thinking that at the end, I wanted to give back to Barranquilla. I wanted to work with talent from Barranquilla. So after many years being abroad in the United States and then in Spain, specializing in luxury brand management, I decided to come back to Barranquilla for inspiration for my designs. I wanted to go back to my roots. I wanted to go back to my essence. And now I'm spending more time in Barranquilla, and I'm living between Barranquilla and the United States. So I would say I've been living abroad, but always Barranquilla has been in my heart. And I'm very excited to see how the city has evolved and how the United States or any abroad countries now feel closer to Barranquilla, because we are now speaking English in the city. More people are speaking English in the city, so I think the city is getting closer every day to other countries.
Hi, Alex. I hope you're doing great today. We've been talking about how Barranquilleros are influenced by their lifestyle, their culture, the food they eat. Tell us, what was your impression when you first arrived to Barranquilla and you tried food here?
All I could think about was there's so many things that can be fried. Okay, plantains, yuca, and even an egg inside of an arepa. It's incredible. And besides the fried food, I was very impressed with the diversity of fruits. In Barranquilla, there are fruits that I have never seen anywhere else. For example, corozo, zapote, níspero, tomate de árbol, and also uchua. I don't have a word in English for any of those fruits, so it's hard to talk about them to my family and friends in the United States. Because there are so many incredible fruits, it's really easy to make fruit juice. I loved buying curuba juice with milk at the beach or having a lulado at the mall. In the United States, natural fruit juice is often hard to find, or you have to make it at home. The juice they sell in the United States is not like the juice in Colombia. Street food is always very interesting, and I think the most common street foods I saw in Colombia were chuzo and arepas. Because lunches are so big in Colombia, some nights for dinner I just ate some chuzo or an arepa that I bought from a restaurant or a street vendor. In Colombian culture, lunch is the biggest meal of the day, whereas in the United States, our lunches are smaller and our dinners are the biggest meals of the day.
Some people have described Barranquilleros as cheerful, energetic, outgoing people. Pure happiness, as one of them described them. What do you think a typical Barranquillero is like, Alex?
Wow, that's a good question. There are many kinds of Barranquilleros. It's so hard to choose just one kind. Barranquilleros love to dance, So if I put on champeta music or a song by Joe Arroyo, I bet I could find them pretty quickly. Maybe if I cooked some arepa de huevo or made corozo juice, I could also find them in a big crowd. The smell would attract them quickly. I think that barranquilleros are very friendly to strangers most of the time. If they're dancing, they often are not afraid to invite you to come dance too. If you're new at school, people are friendly and welcoming and will talk to you usually. That's always a positive thing and is something I really enjoyed in Barranquilla.
We usually tend as non-native speakers to make common mistakes when practicing English. For example, I often listen to my students saying the word or the expression "I am agree," as translating it literally. The correct sentence is to say "I agree." Listen to Alex sharing some common mistakes in English.
All right, here's one common mistake I want you all to avoid. In English, when we talk about our age, we never say, I have 16 years. I have 20 years. No. We always say, I am 16 or I am 16 years old. It sounds very unnatural in English to say, I have 18 years. Just like when gringos say, soy 16 años viejo in Spanish. It doesn't make any sense.
Thank you, Alex. That's a great tip. Thank you all listeners for being with us today. To finish the lesson, let's listen to the song "This Song Saved My Life" by Simple Plan and complete the answer sheet with your teacher. See you next time on English Radio Barranquilla.
I want to start by letting you know this. Because of you, my life has a purpose. You help me be who I am today. I see myself in every word you say. Sometimes it feels like nobody gets me. Trapped in a world where everyone hates me. There's so much that I'm going through. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. I was broken, I was choking, I was lost, this song saved my life. I was bleeding, stopped believing, could have died, this song saved my life. I was down, I was drowning, but it came on just in time. This song saved my life. Sometimes I feel like you've known me forever. You always know how to make me feel better. Because of you, my dad and me are so much closer than we used to be. You're my escape when I'm stuck in a small town. I turn you up whenever I feel down. You let me know like no one else that it's okay to be myself. I was broken, I was choking, I was lost, this song saved my life. I was bleeding, stopped believing, could have died, this song saved my life. I was down, I was drowning, but it came on just
Edúcate en Casa, el espacio radial de la Secretaría de Educación de Barranquilla para llevar diversión, aprendizaje y nuevos contenidos a los estudiantes de la ciudad. Escúchanos todos los lunes y miércoles a las 9:30 de la mañana en Itza Radio 106.6 FM para que estemos conectados siempre.